Today's word is appreciably. Appreciably is an adverb. Appreciably means something is noticeable or significant enough to be seen or felt. For example, his health has improved appreciably since she changed his treatment. His health has improved appreciably since she changed his treatment. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember appreciably, think of it as a change you can appreciate because it's noticeable. If something changes appreciably, like the temperature rising, the difference is clear and obvious. Appreciably. Appreciably. Appreciably.
The word for today is emaciated. Emaciated is an adjective. Emaciated means very thin and weak, often because of not eating enough or being sick. For example, there were pictures of emaciated children on the cover of the magazine. There were pictures of emaciated children on the cover of the magazine. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember emaciated, break it down like this. E stands for empty, and emaciated sounds like made thin. Imagine someone who has become empty and made thin due to a lack of food or illness. This breakdown helps you remember that emaciated means extremely thin and weak, as if all the strength and weight have been emptied out. Emaciated. Emaciated. Emaciated.
Today's word is preliminary. Preliminary is both an adjective and a noun. Preliminary means something that happens first, to prepare for the main event or action. It's like an early step that helps set things up for what comes next, such as a test or result before the final one. For example, research will be needed as a preliminary to taking a decision. Research will be needed as a preliminary to taking a decision. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember preliminary, break it down into pre, which means before, and liminary, which sounds like eliminate. So, think of a preliminary as the step you take before you eliminate any uncertainty or move on to the final stage. It's what you do first to get ready for the main action. Preliminary, preliminary, preliminary.
Today's word is assert. Assert is a verb. Assert means to say something strongly or with confidence. It's like stating your opinion firmly. For example, he asserted that nuclear power was a safe and non-polluting energy source. He asserted that nuclear power was a safe and non-polluting energy source. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember assert, think of a strong statement. Both assert and a strong start with a, s. So when you assert something, you make a strong statement. Assert. Assert. Assert.
The word for today is axis. Axis is a noun. An axis is an imaginary line through the middle of a large round object, such as the Earth. For example, the Earth rotates on an axis between the North and South Poles. The Earth rotates on an axis between the North and South Poles. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember axis, think of axe as cutting through something. Just like an axe splits something along a line, an axis is a line that divides or rotates things. Axis. Axis. Axis.
The word for today is carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is a noun. Carbohydrates are a type of nutrient that gives your body energy. They come from foods like bread, rice, and fruits. The short term for carbohydrates is carbs. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember carbohydrate, think of carbo as related to carbon, which fuels life and provides energy, and hydrate reminds you of water, which keeps you going. Together, carbohydrate is like a combination of fuel and hydration, giving your body the energy it needs to stay active. Carbohydrate, carbohydrate, carbohydrate.